You had to say it. You can't stop and not say it, man.
Yeah, I couldn't not. But let's go ahead and begin our session.
Shadows of Light.
So, last we left off, you guys had begun your trek southward, led by the halfling Jael, and as you made your way southward, you were shocked when a dwarf dressed in full plate armor, with a large battle axe, it fell from the sky right in front of you, dead. And you managed to take the time to desecrate the body by removing all of his belongings and taking them for yourself. And you, as you were doing this and inspecting this, curious as to why this dwarf fell from the sky, you saw a shape flying towards you in the distance, high in the sky, silhouetted against the dusk light. And as it got closer, you saw that it was none other than a blue dragon.
That was green.
Blue.
Not feeling up to the conversation, or a conversation, or any battle, and perhaps not willing to even take the chance to even try for a conversation, which when you're dealing with the dragon, that's fair.
I didn't know you could talk to one.
You decided to make a run for it. Unable to see through the fog of twilight, you just ran, hoping, and came to a wood, and got all of yourselves all hunkered down, and then with some spectacular monking by Jael, you all managed to hide yourselves from the dragon, and it flew off into the sky. You decided to set up camp for the night and establish a watch, so we're going to go ahead and start with that. So our first watch for the night is Ragnamus.
Okay.
Ragnamus, I need you to make a perception check.
1 second.
Do you question? Do you have goggles?
Yes, I do.
And do you have them on?
Correct.
All right.
20 plus 1. Okay, cool. 15.
All right. So what you see before you and around you, you guys made your way into the forest a little while because you wanted to make sure that you had distance from the dragon. So you are seeing the forest all around you. It is. You're not necessarily an expert of nature, but the things you can definitely tell about it are that, it's not a very vibrant forest. It kind of just has a grayness to it. Like this entire forest, the saturation has just been turned down a little bit. Everything is just kind of a little bit gray. And the trees are like pretty close together. It's pretty densely packed. It took you guys a little bit of walking to find a place that was good enough to set up, but you found a small clearing where you guys could set up your tents. And you don't notice anything other than the stray sound of an animal in the distance, the occasional owl hooting in the distance. But overall, it's a pretty uneventful night.
The best kind.
Is there anything that you want to do?
Actually, yes.
Okay.
Kinda. I mean, it won't like be like an actual action or anything, but he he doesn't really believe. I mean, he kind of does, but he kind of doesn't believe in deities. He knows that, I'm pretty sure I've mentioned this before to you, so this isn't out of question, I hope. But he wishes to. He says, "I need you once more. If anybody out there, anything is looking out after me, or all of us, please help us secure the revival of our friend. You've granted me one wish before, and I'm thankful, but I need you to do this once more." And that's all he says as he looks up to the stars, and then once his watch is over, he goes to bed.
Okay. It's yeah. You say those. You kind of just say that. Are you saying it out loud or in your mind?
He would say it out loud, but really, really quietly. He wants to like vocalize it, but he
Mhm.
wouldn't like scream at like
Sure.
the sky. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
I hope what I
you
said didn't like contradict
you
anything. It was kind of
you you put it out there into the universe, but you're pretty. You're like you said, you're not like a religious person, so you're not necessarily expecting anything, and nothing happens.
right.
From immediately or from what you can tell or anything like that, but it's out there. You put it into the universe. Okay, so you begin to head back to bed, and then we come to our next stop, second watch, which is Zero and Fizzy. So like kind of Rag is your um, you go and you wake up. You wake them up. So whoever you want to start with, if you want to.
Me.
Yeah,
Oh, so
go
I
wake
wake
them up.
everybody up.
Yeah,
Okay.
man.
Who do I want to wake up first?
It's Zero and Fizzy.
Oh, just Zero and Fizzy. Okay. I'll go to Zero. I kind of like not like push him, but kind of like nudge him. Be like, "Hey, Zero, time to wake up."
Yeah,
Crack a
time
dawn.
for the ones, I guess. Before we go get everything situated, can I have a word with you?
Yeah, sure.
Ragnamus, what is it that you fight for?
He kind of like widens his eyes and he says, "Sometimes I think about that every day. I just want to protect those close to me."
Now, does that mean running away the first sign of danger?
Not necessarily.
I'm coming at you not like in anger or anything like that, but
I didn't think you would.
my time on this world is finite. I'm not going to be with you all forever, and I need to know that you'll be able to protect them once I'm gone.
He puts his hand on his shoulder and says, "You have my word, and I will never break it."
Because what happened with the dragon? You and I should be the last ones to leave the fight.
He kind of sighs and says, For the first time, I really felt truly, truly afraid that we couldn't take something on. And ironically, I'm sure we have come across stronger foes, but seeing one of our teammates fall instantly to the very first act that it did really got to me, I supposed. And I truly don't have an proper explanation, but I hope you can try to understand where I'm coming from. Seeing something so brand new, and I just
I
followed
do.
my gut.
I understand. But at the same time, I know that your village that you're from thinks very highly of honor. And what do you think they would look more highly upon? You falling in combat to protect your friends, or them hearing that you ran away from a fight and then people died?
You're right. However, running is honorable when it needs to be. You just can't take on every foe. It's impossible.
Yes, but like I
We are unable to fight everything. There will be things that are stronger, and the chance for somebody who can fight later on for a day. It's honestly a really tough choice, or something to think about. It really depends on the situation. But next time I will think more lucidly about my decision, if we get that chance again.
that is true. Now, just keep in mind what I said. It's better for you and I to stay back, and once it's time to pull back, I'll be right there with you. But you and I need to stay at the front lines. We are the bulkiest characters, if you will. And he kind of like just points over to his armor that's kind of at the edge of the tent. And we need to make sure that everyone else can get out before we decide to run. Because if anything were to happen to anyone else in the party, I know we've already lost one, but we need to consider everyone else as well.
He just silently nods his head and says, I won't let you down again.
I didn't expect you to. I'll go get some sleep. I'll go get busy.
All right.
Okay. So, Rag, you go to your tent and you can go to sleep when you see fit. But Zero, you go and get Fizzy.
Yeah, so I kind of just open up the door to her tent and just kind of like speak in softly, like, "Hey, Fizzy, come on, it's our turn."
And so, Fizzy kind of makes like some noises, like she's like having a weird dream or something, and then just kind of sits up and goes, "Oh, hi."
Good evening. Good evening.
Is it our turn?
Yeah, I already went back to bed. I said I'd come get you.
Oh, okay. Do you think I should take Fizzy too?
You could probably let her rest.
Okay,
I think it might just make her angry in the morning.
that's true. Okay, so she's dressed in everything, and she has her, what are they called, the night vision goggles? I feel like there's a different name for it though.
Dark vision, goggles of dark vision, something like that.
Okay, so she has those as well.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys sort of take your post at the fire, the sort of just small fire that you guys still have going. It is chilly, but sitting by the fire is nice. And I'm sure, you guys probably have some like dried tea leaves or something that you guys could prepare if you wanted to. But yeah, you guys go ahead and start your watch. If I can get both of you to make perception checks.
Sure.
And I'm also going to use one thing of my mind sense.
Is it showing up on your end? Because nothing's happening on my end.
Not yet, no.
Okay. It'll probably play catch up in a second.
Whoa.
Try doing it again.
Okay. Is that correct? It's the right way, right?
I don't know.
Exclamation point roll then space D20.
It's
Oh,
a
actually,
slash.
I don't even know why I'm doing it that way. I should just use the dice roller. Sorry.
It's okay. And then what's your modifier?
Oh, all right.
Perception is
add
+7.
Oh yeah, it is +7. So okay.
Jesus.
So
18?
18.
18. Yep.
18. Alrighty. Zero, you are distracted. You just had kind of a serious conversation with your friend Rag, and so you're just kind of lost in thought. You're not really paying much attention. But Fizzy, on the other hand, I will describe to you what you see. So everything that I said that Rag sees is still true, but of course you are a druid, and as a druid, this is you're sort of in your comfort zone, especially you specifically where you're from and everything. This forest is different than the forest that you're from. You're kind of from like the most, it's like the most beautiful, diverse, wild, forest, and this is not. It is pretty monochromatic. Like I said, the trees are really closely, spaced. You get that it's probably a much younger forest, and of course it has to be, given that where you're from is like, but this is like a much younger forest. So the trees are not nearly as tall, and they're kind of close together because they can be at the age that they're at right now. But eventually some will probably overtake and start taking the light from others, and so it's you don't hear a lot of animals in the night. You hear an owl hooting, and you hear what probably sounds to be like some sort of small rodent being hunted by something off in the distance. But other than that, it's a pretty uneventful night for you guys as well. But it is probably fascinating to you, Fizzy, because it's just so different.
And nothing with my divine sense or anything.
Do you choose which one you're searching for with divine sense, or is it all of them?
It's all of them.
Um,
And it's just within 60 feet from me. So if there's any undead, celestials, fiends, or let me see here. Celestial, fiends, undead. Yeah, just those three.
No. Nothing pings. I don't know if technically you would ping for yourself or not. I'll leave that up to you. Actually, you know what? Yes, you do. You sense a strong undead presence right where you are.
So with that, I just kind of like shrug and be like, oh well.
Par for the course at this point.
I guess it's only Tuesday.
Which I don't think that's something that you were aware of. Were you? Have you been told?
I didn't tell him.
What?
River, yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think Rivers said anything to anybody about it. I think Rivers the only one who knows.
Correct. Yep.
He knows that River wants to talk to him about something, but she hasn't told him what.
And the Raven Queen would have told me that?
Probably would not have necessarily explained that to you. That's sort of
Oh, wait, so Zero doesn't even know that?
Zero
oh,
doesn't even know.
This
That's
is
right.
like
Never mind.
it's just an accepted part of the bargain, so wasn't really
It's like that
that part
fine
was-
print you don't read.
Well, it's not even because it's not like she was trying to trick you. It's just like, yeah, no, that's just what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right,
You
right.
get to go
but
back into the plane of mortals, but there's this side thing that you don't need to worry about unless it becomes pertinent.
So, like,
Identity crisis.
honestly,
on
like,
the
you
rise.
probably weren't aware before. You probably kind of had some suspicion that something was up because of some aspects of your daily life, like that. You can definitely tell that your heartbeat is super slow.
River didn't
You-
react as warmly as she probably should have to you returning.
And you're not as cold as everybody else is. Like, you know that you should be, especially given your bloodline, the kind of being you are. Like, you probably should be, but you're not really. So, but anyway, you can do with that as you please. Is there anything that you two wanted to do?
I'm trying to think. Wait, what happened? I missed something.
He did the thing that you guys usually do to be in Klonoa. Bow chicka wow wow.
I never do that. I just would like to say, Sue, I got you. Alright.
You changing the music.
Probably Fizzy probably just talks a lot about like trees and different things like that. Nothing in particular about her home or anything, just kind of like, you know, you can see this tree is going to start taking over the light from this tree, and you know, this is how nature works, and it's just it's, you know, sometimes it's sad, but it's the way nature is, and you know, she just talks about that kind of stuff.
And that would explain why Zero doesn't notice anything at all, because how could he possibly?
With my big giant mouth, and I'm just like
I just like the idea of like Fizzy just like talking, and then he's just sitting there realizing that he is dead.
oh man, yeah.
And Fizzy is oblivious.
Totally oblivious, you know, and she's like, this is just the cycle of life and everything, and you know, sometimes things happen, and yep, and Zero's like, I'm dead on the inside.
And on the outside.
Already.
Already.
My inside.
My bad.
So, all right. So, yeah, you guys. Eventually, your watch comes to a close, and it is next up is River. So you guys go and wake up River, or one of you goes and wakes up River.
I can go wake up River, if you're okay with that, Zero.
Actually, do you mind if I do?
Yeah, no, that's okay.
I have something else I need to kind of speak with her with now.
Is everything okay?
Apparently, yes, but I feel like she might be able to shed some light on some things.
Okay. So Fizzy will go back into her tent and everything.
Because you're just like, okay, weirdo.
Yeah, she's not gonna pry, and at the same time, she's like, all right, well, you know, people have, you know, she has her kind of secrets of sorts, so she's like, okay, I get that, you know, if it's super important, he'll tell me.
I was gonna say, this Fizzy isn't necessarily as close to the group as the old Fizzy was, and the old Fizzy wasn't exactly super close to us either.
Well, she's not gonna pry and like interrogate people.
That's
It's
what
not
I
in her
mean.
nature.
All right, so Zero, you go over to River's tent. Yeah.
Same thing, I just open up the door and a little bit more urgently this time, like, River! Hey, River!
Yeah. What's up? My turn?
Yes.
Alright. She starts getting ready.
I
Heads
think
out.
I'm dead.
You mean you weren't aware?
No.
Alright. Come with me. She goes over to the fire.
Okay.
God damn it, people. I need to get off the memes. It's hard to keep a straight face when I'm reading that shit.
You missed that one.
Oh.
my god, that was scary.
That is scary.
Ironically enough, River is the one person who wouldn't be necessarily as freaked out as everyone else. So, you honestly didn't know?
No. The Queen, she didn't mention that.
Well, I'm sorry. Yeah, I noticed back in my room. That's kind of why I was acting weird, but I didn't know if you wanted people to know, so I figured I'd talk to you first. Things have been crazy. Haven't really gotten a chance.
Now, I understand. It's kind of a shock.
I would imagine so. So.
Well, it's all the same. You all have nothing to fear from me as far as that goes. I still feel normal.
Yeah. I do need you to be a lot more careful. I am not... I don't know if you noticed this when I tried to heal the group. I can't heal you. I can't heal your injuries. My magic doesn't work on the undead that way. I really do need you to be a lot more careful. That's why I was so adamant that you needed to run during that fight.
I can understand that. I just wanted to make sure everyone else had a chance to get away before I left.
Yeah. I understand. I do. But right now I can't lose anyone else. Even if you are already dead, I can't lose you right now. How am I supposed to face him if I get there and I have to tell him that people who were there as well are now gone because I had to bring him back? How do I look him in the eyes if you're hurt?
Well, in considering my situation, if that did arise, it wouldn't be your fault. Because, I mean, honestly, with the way things are going right now, you all are more important to this quest than I am. I had mentioned when we first... Jesus. That my time is fleeting here. Once I complete what the Raven Queen has intended my purpose for, I won't be with you all any longer.
I know this is going to sound callous, but that was the only reason that you're still with us. Is that you told us that you were aware that you were leaving. Obviously, at this point, you guys have probably realized that my issue with the undead is not one of it should be eradicated. It just needs to be in check. The undead are not meant to be on this plane for long. They're meant to defend and then return to their afterlife. And as long as you're aware of that and can come to peace with that, then me and you are not going to have an issue over this. And if you don't want me to tell the others, I will keep this secret for you, but...
No, I feel like they should know. I'll tell them in the morning.
Okay.
But, I mean, with that in mind, if it comes down between, me falling and you guys getting away and you getting to save someone else, by all means, get them out of there and I'll do what needs to be done.
Okay. Just promise me you'll try and not sacrifice yourself before you have to. You do have a mission after all.
Yeah, and I believe one way or another the Queen will see it done, whether me or through another sentinel that she has, but I'm still learning about this as well, so, I mean, like I said, there's nothing to worry about here.
Yeah.
I have kind of a new outlook on life, so outlook on life is a bit of a stretch, but outlook on the world, we'll say.
Right.
Right.
There is one other thing that I'm going to warn you about, and I need you to be prepared for it. One of my spells, and it's not a spell I use very often. In fact, I don't think I've ever used it in front of you guys. But if we're ever being swarmed by the undead. And we're being surrounded, and there's, not looking good for us. I will have to use this spell. And I don't know what it'll do to you. I'm assuming that if you're not able to shrug the effects off, my hope is that it'll just make you afraid to be near me. And if that's the case, I'm going to try and warn you when I'm going to use it so that you can put yourself in the best possible scenario to not get yourself unnecessarily hurt by running into danger to get away from me. If that makes sense.
It does. Thank you for warning me.
Yeah.
Like I said, if the time comes where that is an absolute necessity, just kind of give me a look and I'll make the call there.
Yeah. I might, once everyone knows, I might ask someone to, in that scenario, be ready to hold you. Probably Rag, since he's the most likely to be able to manage it. Because if we don't have to risk your life, then I don't want to. Obviously.
That's understandable. Well, I thank you for what light you've been able to shed on this. I'll let you get to your watch.
Yeah, I'll let you know if I figure out any ways around me not being able to heal your wounds.
Sounds good. Until then, I'll just make sure I keep stocking.
Yeah.
On effect.
Okay. Well, then we will go ahead and go into River's watch. River, if you can make a perception check for me.
Oh, of course. 11.
11?
Yeah.
Um,
It was almost over. 20.
It's a pretty calm night. Not a lot going on around you. You don't really hear a lot. You hear the occasional owl, but that's really about it. Don't really see anything. The trees are super close together, so it's just kind of hard to see anyway. But nobody in your party is like killed or anything. Nobody attacks you.
Well, that's
So,
always
or nothing
pleasant.
attacks you. Yeah. Is there anything that you wanted to do during your watch?
No, she doesn't want to take her focus off of it. She'll wait until the morning. She does want to do something, but she'll take a few minutes in the morning to do it.
Okay, yeah, I mean, depending on like the thing that you want to do, it probably won't take your focus off. Like, it won't affect the watch. That's why I had you go ahead and roll.
Okay.
If it was something super like if you were like trying to transcribe a spell or
No,
learn
no.
a language,
No,
like,
she
that would take you.
She kind of wants to set up near the fire, but like a meditation spot where she can try and. Obviously, she doesn't have the spell commune, but she wants to commune with her god and
She just wants to like pray.
pray and see if Weejoss can impart upon her a way to help her undead friend heal. And if not, just be able to help her do that, at least point her in a direction to maybe start being able, like, figuring it out.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously I don't have the commune spell, so there's a limited, ability to do that kind of thing. But yeah.
Sure. Okay. Go ahead and I'll say. Yes, since you don't have commune or anything like that, just roll a d20 and add your wisdom modifier.
Alright. 24.
All right. So you sort of make like a little altar by the fire and just take a couple minutes to briefly meditate and make an attempt to reach out and make your plea to your goddess. You do so, and as you finish the words, a not out of the ordinary, but still noticeable breeze blows past you. And that's all.
Okay.
Okay. Alrighty. So coming into the last watch here, we have Stevie. So River will go and grab Stevie from her tent.
Hey, Stevie, wake up! It's your turn.
Oh, okay. It's my turn for what?
Watch.
Okay, I'm up. Okay, I'm up.
Yeah. You good?
Yeah.
All right.
Anything happen?
River, as you open up the flap to Stevie's tent, you look inside to see these. Have you seen this before? You haven't seen this before. Have you seen this before?
You haven't told me what it is, so I can't tell you.
Well, just what happens when Stevie is not sleeping, but in her trance, in her elvish trance.
No. I mean, maybe. The thing is, she slept in my room the night that Klonoa died. But it's one of those things where I don't know that necessarily River has kind of taken note of it.
River saw it,
Yeah.
but did not really take note of it. I feel like this time it would be pretty unavoidable because you were specifically coming to get Stevie and to
Right.
wake her up.
Right.
But as you do so, what you notice is there are these sort of spectral butterflies fluttering, about a foot above her, just sort of casually fluttering around her. And you see these little buds, not bloomed, but like in the process of blooming, that are sprouting from her hair.
Is that a normal occurrence?
Yep, it's normal.
How did I miss that?
You were very upset.
Right. It looks nice.
Yeah.
Alright, you're awake now, right?
Yes. Did anything happen?
No, it's been
Okay.
pretty quiet. All right. If you're sure you're up and ready, I'm gonna go to sleep unless you need me for something.
No, I don't.
Okay. See you in the morning. And River will go lay back down.
Alrighty. Okay, so we'll go ahead and start Stevie's watch here. And I believe, if I am not wrong here, let me just... Wrong thing there. Here we go. Yep. Okay, so I need you to make a perception check, and what is it say what is your proficiency bonus right now?
For perception?
Just your proficiency bonus in general.
Where?
It should be the same for all of you guys.
What is?
+3.
It's above your initiative.
Oh, I see
Almost.
+3. Mm-hmm.
+3. Okay, so that's rounded down as 1. So make a perception check, and you can actually add another 1 to what you're adding, because you're in the forest, and that is your favored terrain.
Oh yeah. Okay. So 7.
So proficiency bonus is your proficiency bonus is doubled. So you
Oh.
actually add another 3.
We'll add another 3. So that's 11.
Oh, well, you still rolled a natural 1.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, just making sure that there's nothing else. So just keep this in mind while you guys are in the forest, and kind of all of you guys can remember this because you're with Stevie. Difficult terrain doesn't slow your group's travel, even in battle. Your group can't become lost except by magical means. And then for you specifically, Stevie, when you're engaged in another activity while traveling, like foraging, navigating, tracking, you remain alert to danger, basically. When you forage, Stevie, you find twice as much food as you normally would. And if you're tracking any creatures, you can learn their exact number, sizes, and how long ago they passed through the area. Cool. So that being said, you rolled a natural 1. So as you go to take your seat by the fire, you sit down next to the fire, and you kind of look. You see like this sort of like the remains of like a little, like there's some like stones stacked or something like that, just kind of laying there, and it's kind of curious to you, and you kind of like bend down, and as you bend down, the direction of the wind changes, and a whole bunch of just like ash and embers from the fire flies up into your face and gets in your eyes, and so just for the rest of the watch, your eyes are just kind of itchy and like irritated, and you don't really notice anything, but thankfully it's a rather calm night. Nothing seems to have been going awry. So yeah, is there anything that you wanted to do on your watch?
How early is it?
At the end of your watch is when everybody is going to be getting up. You've kind of you actually finished your rest a while ago because you're an elf, so you can your long rest is only 4 hours instead of 8. But at this point, like your watch probably starts at about 6 a.m. and ends around 8.
So I could go and get things to like make breakfast.
You could do that on your watch. But you kind of already like you did your watch, so you're sticking around camp.
Okay.
At this point, but you could wait until everybody gets up, and then as you see people getting up, you could be like, "Hey, I'm going to go grab some stuff and try to go forage."
All right.
So do you want to do that?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay, cool. So, yeah, Stevie, as your watch comes to a close, as first person to wake up is, let's see, it would probably be Jael, the halfling that has been guiding you. She kind of gets up and comes out of her tent. Jael, you awake and exit your tent to see the antlered wood elf sitting by the fire, kind of rubbing her eyes.
You okay there, Stevie?
I'll be fine.
Nice look on you. They taking those twinkle trees on your head.
Yeah, it has its moments.
Nice. Anyway, we got stuff for breakfast.
I can go get some things to make breakfast if you want to wait here for everyone else to wake up.
Sure thing, sure thing. I'm just gonna sit.
Yeah, it's probably going to be a couple more hours before everybody wakes up. Just because of the way that it staggers with watches, it ends up that you kind of some people sleep a little bit late into the morning. So, okay, so we'll go ahead and Stevie. What is your goal here? Are you trying to hunt, or are you trying to forage? Are you hunting or gathering?
I'll just gather and so I can get like berries, water, stuff like
Mhm.
that.
Yeah. So go ahead and make a nature check for me. And I won't give you full advantage on this, but you do get your favored terrain bonus. So you can add. What is your nature check? Or sorry,
It's-
survival check.
Survival is +6.
+6. So
Mhm.
you can add another. You're proficient in that, right? There's the circle is filled in next to that.
Yes.
Okay, so you can add another 3. So go ahead and make a survival check and make it a +9 because of favored terrain.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, yeah, like you don't get a lot, and here's why you don't get a lot. This forest, like I said, it's monochromatic. It's not super it's not a very biodiverse place. It's mostly trees. You do manage to get enough. You find some mushrooms that you're definitely sure that like these are not poisonous mushrooms. These are edible mushrooms, and you find
Perfect.
like a coin purse worth of these bright yellow berries that you're not sure what they are, but you find like a coin purse worth. But you find enough like mushrooms and stuff for everybody. So you know, if you want, when you get back to camp, if you wanted to like fry up, these are. I'll describe these mushrooms to you. They sit really low to the ground, but the cap on the top is super wide. So it's like really wide and probably about an inch, like probably about an inch thick at the thickest part, and then it kind of tapers towards the edges. It's kind of it's like a kind of a tan color, very like desaturated kind of tan color. But you do know what these are. You do know that they're edible, and you do know that they're often prepared in the field by just like kind of cutting them up and just sort of frying them up like steaks, or just like because it's a really big, kind of thick, wide mushroom. So you get back to camp, and you can go ahead and start preparing that. You get back to camp, and Gile, you see eventually Stevie, and I would say at this point, that probably took you a couple hours, probably about an hour. So we'll say Rag and Zero. I will just say everybody's awake at this point. So you return as like River is kind of stretching out, waking up, and you guys all see Stevie. Like it's kind of the most. Maybe this is my own personal bias talking here, but it's the most beautiful sight. It's a wood elf walking in to your camp from the forest with mushrooms that she just foraged. Cloak flowing in the wind, antlers proudly sitting upon her head. Morning's yours.
Fizzy says, "You look so cool."
Sing the
As
word.
she's coming over.
Hey, gonna make us some breakfast.
River's already heading over to the fire to start making breakfast, which is her tradition. And she's like, "Yep, bring those over. We can make. I'll get the meat started. You can bring that over when you're ready."
Rag will assist with whatever needs to be done.
So,
Probably like taking down camp and stuff. So Rag, you could like help take down tents and stuff.
I feel like there's something you all should know. I am apparently dead.
No, you're not.
Whoa.
River just chuckles.
Here?
You were dead. Now you're not dead.
Undead.
Have some more of that half leaf again?
Zoran, what is my knowledge base on undead? Is it something totally unfamiliar, or?
You're not an expert in the undead, especially compared to one of the members in your party.
Do I know it even exists as a thing?
Oh yeah, no, you're definitely aware that undead exist.
Okay.
You've fought undead before.
I mean that it can happen like in his way. Like, okay. I got
No,
you.
it's definitely strange. He's saying that he's undead, but he is nothing like any undead you've ever encountered.
Okay.
He's
Like
not
he
a
has his
shambling.
own willpower.
Yeah, like he's not a shambling corpse, that appears to be rotting.
Right.
Would you like to kind of like go up to him and inspect him, check him out?
Oh yeah, I figured that's something she probably would do.
Okay, make an investigation check.
Okay. She kind of like pokes him in the arm, and she's like looking at him.
Yeah.
Sure.
See
Yeah.
how stretchy his skin is.
Yeah.
I feel like I got
Peels it off.
myself a little concerned. I got
Hey, look, 0 beef jerky.
Wait, why did you? Oh, okay, never mind. You didn't roll. Okay.
No.
So hold on a second. I apologize. Investigation is that okay? Not doing anything weird. I just looking.
Yes. All right. So yeah, you go up to him, Zero, you say this, and you just see this like confused look come across Fizzy's face, and she says, "No, you're not," and she walks up to you, and she pokes you. And Fizzy, when you poke Zero, it is shocking. His body temperature, he's like, for lack of a better word, he's like room temp. He's not a warm body.
Okay, so she definitely kind of jerks back a little and then falls really quiet.
Yeah. I used some divine sense last night to make sure there was nothing kind of approaching the camp, and when I did, I just got like a massive reading that was centered on myself. And I confirmed this with River. I still feel like myself. I feel like I'm still, normal as, I can be.
Okay.
But I just kind of wanted to know. I felt like y'all deserved to know that.
Well, isn't your party just full of surprises?
What was that?
I said, well, isn't that your party full of surprises?
Full of surprises.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what this means, but until then we can, carry on as normal.
Alrighty. Well, you guys, River prepares the meal with, assistance from the mushrooms that Stevie was able to gather, as well as the food that you guys have, the rations and everything that you have that you can use if you have any. I think you do.
Yeah, we bought more than enough supplies for a trip there, basically, because we didn't know exactly how long it was going to take.
Right. Yeah, so you guys have some rations, so you're able to take out some cured meats from that and have a little bit of meat to supplement the mushrooms. I will say, as far as what you guys have eaten on the road, it's really nice to have the addition of those fresh mushrooms. It's a nice change. But you eventually finish your breakfast and pack up your camp. And if there's anything else that you guys want to do, or if you just want to hit the road, it's up to you guys.
Moving out of everyone else's.
After breakfast, River's gonna come up to Jael, and she's gonna be like, "So, how'd you know Kalanoa?"
You do not recall what I said last.
That mic is cutting in and out.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Okay, is this better?
Yes.
Okay. I said, didn't you hear what I said last night?
No, I must not have. Wait? Was this something that was said last week that I just don't remember? Or did you actually?
I think he just said that he. Oh shoot, he did say something. I don't remember though.
Yeah, this just might be Carr not remembering. But for right now, we'll just say that River doesn't remember.
I guess you were pretty out of it last anyway. Essentially, we're just friends. We grew up in the same place, and he did enough things to say I owe him a favor, and this is the favor.
Okay. Well, it's nice to meet you.
Likewise, Les. Just don't ever put him in danger like that again, or I'll do something.
Never my intention.
Oh, one last thing. About my payments. Is that Rag seeing anyone?
Car is broken.
Do it.
He needs a moment.
Yeah, I need 1 second. Hold on.
So now there's music playing in the background, and the interlude happens, and the audience goes to the bathroom.
I feel like I knew it was coming, and it still got me.
He's seeing his own what's the word for it?
Not that I'm aware of.
Oh, yes. Good to know. Alright. Are you guys ready to go?
I turn and look at, to make sure we're all ready to go, and then assume if we are, then I go, yep, let's get going. And it's
Alright.
for like the next hour, whenever she looks at Rag, she just gets like beat red and then has to look away.
Rag, you definitely noticed that, but you have no idea why.
Yeah, he probably won't think too much about it, but he's like, whatever. Everybody's got their own issues, I guess.
He might just think that it's like, is my zipper unzipped or something? Why do you keep...
I mean, it did last like a while, like maybe a couple hours, so go up to River and ask if something's up, but we'll see what happens.
Alright, lads and lasses, I say let's go.
Alright, let's go.
Alrighty, so you guys begin to continue your trek southeast, which is the direction that this road is going. There is like a slight path cutting through the forest. It's not great, but it is a somewhat dirt path that is heading through the forest. You travel for some time. You don't see anybody else. You don't you see the occasional bird. That's about it. If I can get everybody to make a perception check for me, please.
I forgot. I was typing in perception instead of roll. Do it for me.
23.
19! Wow. Literal, rag dice. Everybody's getting 20s this time.
I got 21.
All right. So let's see. River, Fizzy, Jael, Ragnamus, and Stevie. As you guys are walking, you notice that there is a path, the road comes to a fork. There is the path that kind of looks like what you're walking on continues off to the right, and there is a path to the left that appears to kind of open up a little bit and turn into almost like an actual dirt road with the occasional stones kind of put on either side of the road. I would say, Jael, you know that both of these roads lead. You could take either one of these roads. But you're not super sure. You've never gone on the road to the left that kind of actually turns into a road. But you know that it's there.
Tempting fate. What shall
And beyond that, I would say that probably River and just River, actually. You notice that there are some footprints on the road to the left.
Okay.
Alright,
So Fizzy's gonna walk over to the footprint that she can see, the closest one.
no, it was only River.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
Okay.
you're fine. But River will point them out, and she goes, "Is this the direction we want to go?"
I've never been that way before, but if you're willing to try it out, I don't see why not.
Do you know what's
No.
down this road?
Not a clue.
Is the other path dangerous?
The path I always go down is pretty normal.
I mean, you would know that, you're in the middle of the forest. It's as dangerous as being in the middle of the forest.
Right.
Right.
Alright.
Back to go beep beep.
Well, I say we unless someone, really wants to check this other path, I say we stick to the roads that you know, so that we don't. Since you're the only one who knows how to get there, I'd hate for us to not get there because you haven't been down this road.
Rivers and the roads that we're used to. Sorry.
Anyone feeling a little of interest?
Yeah, and Ja, the road to the left, like I said, you know that you knew that road was there, or you knew that there was a road that went that way that eventually that forked off and then connects with the road with the other path later on. It's been a while since you've been home. Last you passed through here, this road was not a road, it was another path. Now it's a road.
River, this is recently done.
Oh, then maybe it's more established? I mean, I want to go the quickest, safest route. I don't want to be dealing with another dragon, if you know what I mean.
Well, I mean, it intersects with the road on the right anyway, so we might as well check it out.
All right, lead on.
Leading all that shouted.
Going left or right? Left.
Left.
All right. So you guys continue walking, and you continue walking
It's
down
also the new
this road to the left.
Instead of a path, it's a road.
Stevie, since the footprints were pointed out to you, go ahead and make a survival check. And again, you get an extra +3 to this.
Okay, good. We didn't die.
Yet.
Now you jinxed this rag.
Okay. So just based off of your tracking knowledge, you can definitely tell. I mean, all of you could tell this, but it's just one set of footprints, one person. They are kind of, for how big the feet are, which is not huge, just regular like humanoid sized, but just for the size, you notice that they're not pressed into the dirt as much as you would have expected. And so you can tell that this was definitely like some sort of humanoid person, creature that has walked down this road, probably within the last 24 hours. Just one of them, and they just appear to be light on their feet.
That's kind of unusual.
But you kind of keep an eye on them as you guys walk down the road. And after I would say it took you probably about 2 hours to get to this fork, and then after about an hour's travel down the fork, you begin to see in the distance what appears to be rising up from rising up above the canopy. When you get a chance to look through it, you see smoke. And as you kind of squint to look out, you see a quaint cottage just off the road to the left. And you kind of get a little bit closer, and you can see that there's apparently a fire going in the chimney. I will say, you guys can all make perception checks again.
Gotta love a natural
Bruh.
20.
Oh, nice.
Whoa!
Gotta love a natural 20.
And Stevie, you get another +3 to this as well.
I already rolled, so mine would be a 25.
Yeah. Okay. So, I mean, definitely Jael, River, Rag, Stevie, Fizzy. You guys notice that there is sitting on like a bench out front in the cottage, over by what appears to be like a circle of stones set up. You do see a humanoid figure. Jael and River, you guys get a much better look at this. Guess you just have better eyesight. I don't know. And what you see is a hard to gauge the age. Definitely elvish descent, but different. This woman appears to have these, as you see her kind of like reaching and placing stones and picking other stones up and moving them, you just notice like her fingers appear to be like kind of long and skinny. she's dressed in robes, and she just, you can faintly hear her humming as she's doing this. You just hear and she just appears to be peacefully arranging these stones.
Hey, Jael, any idea who that is?
How'd you know my name?
Oh, right. I don't know your name. That's right. Shit. Hey, you know who that is?
Not a clue. This is new to me. Let's leave her be. She's just placing rocks.
All right. I guess we keep going.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, you're gonna have to walk past her, or walk past her house in order to continue going down this path. But is that what you guys are doing?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay.
So like
My meta knowledge is staying in the background of my mind.
So maybe
I am
like
going
Fizzy
forward.
goes to take a step and then Stevie kind of pulls her back in or something.
Yeah. Nuh-uh.
Okay. So you guys start your trek, and as you are walking and kind of coming to the point where you're within her view, she looks up and her eyes widen. And then they soften and a smile comes across her face. And she just calls out to you and says, "Hello."
Fizzy waves.
Zero just says hello back.
Rag would smile back and wave. And then kind of like sit there for a minute.
Oh no.
Can you let them know my Discord went down?
Yeah. That was quick.
All right, I'm back.
Nice.
What I missed?
That was scary.
We're just on our passing through on our way to another that's deep within.
Oh, I see. Well, would you like to come in for perhaps some tea? And you see as she's speaking to you, and as you guys get closer, she's got this wide smile on her face. And she's just kind of like holding her elbows in, and she's got her hands clasped like just beneath her chin, and you see her like long fingers kind of interlaced underneath of her chin. And she says, and she's kind of young, like she's definitely of Elvish descent, so her age is it's hard to tell, but she also appears to just be kind of, her shoulders are kind of hunched forward. She just seems like, she's like this forest hermit woman, and as she says this, you hear and coming up behind her and in between her legs, like rubbing up against her calves, you see a black cat with these bright like yellow eyes that just kind of like, figure eights through her legs. And she says, "I don't often get to share tea with new friends. Perhaps I could help you get where you're going." She just stands there looking at you guys, smiling.
Eh, guys,
Time is
Well,
of the essence. We must go.
Fizzy kind of just looks at Stevie. She's like, she has a cat.
Honey don't like cats.
She walks. So there's like a sort of wall, like probably just under waist height stone wall, and then a gate. And you guys are kind of now like standing sort of in front of the gate, and she walks up to the gate and unlatches it and says, I sense great sadness amongst you all.
Fizzy elbows Stevie. She knows we're sad.
Zero kind of
She comes over to River and she comes over to River and sort of tentatively puts her hand out to place her hand on top of yours.
Alright. She holds her hand.
Okay, so she just sort of like puts a hand underneath of yours, and then another one on top of yours, and her like long fingers kind of wrap all the way around.
No.
And she looks at you and just sort of like cocks her head and just says, "What troubles you, my child?"
Just a long way to go. And I'm not getting there quickly enough. I appreciate the offer, but I'm sadly gonna have to decline. Maybe on the way back through here.
Zero leans over to Fizzy and just whispers to her, be like, hey, you can talk to animals, right? Why don't you see if you can ask the cat something about this woman?
Okay. So DM, if I do that, will everyone else hear what I'm saying, or will it be in some kind of cattish language that no one else will hear?
No, you just speak.
So we would.
You speak out loud into your normal tongue.
Okay. I'm just making sure I have that on me. Let's see. I have animal friendship, but that's not the same thing.
Oh, I think I saw it. Go down, right there.
Oh yeah, I do have it. Okay, sorry. All right, so. Okay, so yeah, I'll. I kind of just nod to Zero, like I got it. So. I don't have to roll anything for that, correct?
I think you just get to use it.
I just get to use
Yeah,
it.
you just cast it.
Yeah, it's just an action.
So.
But you do begin to cast a spell in front of her.
Oh, yeah.
And her eyes like quickly shoot over to you, Fizzy, and she looks at you, and for a brief moment you guys see her tense up, like she's kind of about to be defensive. But then she relaxes. You kind of feel this, River, as she's holding your hand. She kind of relaxes and says, "Oh, it's been so long since I've seen such magic. Where do you hail from, child?"
It's a secret.
At that, Zero is going to speak with everyone telepathically and say, we need to get out of here.
Wait, should I ask the cat a question or no?
She, the woman looks back to you, River, and she says, "Where is it that you're headed? Perhaps I could help you get there more quickly if you would just all share with me some tea."
While she's speaking, can I just turn to the cat and say, "Hi, how are you?" and see what it
Sure.
says?
River is gonna slowly try and take your hand back and go, "I really do appreciate the offer, but I really can't stop and stay right now. But we wish you the best and a good day. And starts trying
I
to
can
walk
help
away.
you get there.
I appreciate the offer, but we've already got a guide. But thank you.
Can I just like grab his hand real quick and say, "Not today, lady. Not today."
Oh, I was gonna say, did she let go of my hand when I tried to pull away? Or did she?
No. Yeah. So she'll let you go of your hand. You're fine. Like she's not trying to,
Yeah, River is doing this and like slowly, like doing the very polite, trying to leave and slowly backing up at like saying goodbye and leaving at the same time.
Mm-hmm. She says, "Oh, well, okay, safe travels." She closes the gate, but just continues to stand there smiling at you all.
Did the cat say anything back?
The cat, you say that to the cat, and the cat looks up at you and says, "Hi! How are you?"
Oh, we lost Fizzy.
Yeah, right. And so, hold on a second. Do you like it here?
I love it here. It's great. I have all the mice I could possibly want.
Okay, well that's good. If you ever need anything, just let me know, okay?
She's really strong. She's able to do a lot of stuff. It's really cool to watch.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
I'll be right back, guys.
Okay, well it was nice meeting you.
It was nice meeting you too. Are you not gonna come in for tea?
We're gonna go do something and then
See, like the eyes, like the pupils widen.
Dude, they're on the same connection. Fizzy doesn't say that aloud. We have to go do some stuff, but I'd love to later on.
Well, what stuff do you have to do? We could probably help you.
It's something really personal. But bye, and then she starts kind of like walking along. She's like seeing Stevie give her the eye.
Zero's also going to burn one of his divine senses. See if there's anything nearby.
Nothing. It's a celestial fiend undead, right?
Yes.
Yeah, nothing.
Zero's going to once again say telepathically.
Alright, I'm back.
Can you repeat that?
Zero's just going to say telepathically to the group that we need to keep moving.
And I keep moving.
Yep, keep walking.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
When we get far enough away that I'm like, that River doesn't think that necessarily they'll be heard, she goes, "Oh, thank God, I thought it was just me. Oh, there was something off about her, right?"
Yeah, I think so,
Not the
but
only one.
I mean, she seemed nice, but something was weird.
Definitely.
Can I check to see if we're being followed?
Oh, that's a good point.
I mean, yeah, you could make a perception check.
Am I able to as well, or no?
Sure.
Okay. Most likely
Yeah, I would
she's
be on
looking back to
guard.
see if the cat's
Can I
following.
use one?
Well, we'll stick with just Zero and Fizzy.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'm checking to see if the cat is following.
Okay. No, you guys don't notice anything.
Oh man, either that cat's really badass or okay. Ah.
Yeah.
Quick question. Do we notice if the footsteps stop at this house? Or did they continue on down the path?
Yeah, they stopped
Okay.
at the house.
Alrighty then.
I have a weird question that I just thought of, and I'm probably going to get nothing out of this. Did, in any way, this voice of this lady and the dragon sound at all familiar? Like, similar
Oh.
to River?
Well, you never heard the dragon, did you? Or did you hear the dragon?
The dragon
Dragon
talked to
spoke,
me.
right? Okay. No, not at all.
Okay.
That would have been very interesting. I thought you were going to be like, no one's ever traveled past this house before. They've always stopped. And, yeah. Okay. This is very, like, Halloween-ish kind of feel. Very, like, nerve-wracking.
I know. I'm worried who Zoran's going to kill next.
I'm more like Hansel and Gretel crap over here. Jeez. Brag's the biggest, right? So, no, wait, Zero's the biggest.
He's
Okay.
also not living.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
I don't know if that would be the best meat. But, anywho, continuing on our journey.
Yeah. So after that totally not metagamed encounter at all, you guys continue through the forest for a little while. It's approaching dusk as the path. Then you see where it reconnects with the other path, Jael, and you're familiar with where you are again. But it is getting to dusk, and especially given that you're in a dense forest, like it's pretty dark by this point anyway. Just because like not a lot of light really breaks through anyway. You guys, I mean, you definitely could still travel, or you could set up camp. You could set up camp. It's up to you guys.
Could we go further without being tired, or trying to think of where we are time-wise?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, you guys could continue on. It would just be dark. But, like, you wouldn't get exhaustion if you continued on for a little while. Just think about it like, you know, at least here, right now, it's, like, pretty dark by, like, 6:30. So, for you guys, it's the same thing. It's pretty dark around, like, 6:30, which is about what time it is. Probably about 6 or 7. But it's already pretty dark.
Okay, it's up to everybody what we want to do.
I mean, I'm still good to keep going, unless we've got a lot to go.
It's all up to you guys. If you guys want to rest. If you want to keep going, I won't stop you.
We got about another day or so, you said?
Roughly.
No, let's go ahead and camp here. We've got a good spot here, might as well.
For the rest of you guys?
Yeah, we can stop here.
I'm good with no camp.
I'm good to camp right here.
Camp it is.
So can you tell us who that lady was now?
No, because I might go back to her.
No?
Man,
Because I knew the answer, that's why.
I know. I'm like really curious, but obviously don't want to.
You think you knew the answer.
I mean, we were probably off, but definitely, you know, I don't think she was sweet in reality.
Why don't you think that? I'm curious.
Because she was way too nosy, asking a lot of questions and everything, and she was very intent on it. And when people are asking too many questions like that, it means they have ulterior motives.
You could also
Only to a D&D player.
you could also have been like
In
really
real life, if somebody's like, "Hey, where are you guys headed?" It's normally like, "Oh, we're just headed down this way." But in D&D, it's like, where are you guys headed? Why do you want to kill me?
Well, she did ask like 3 different times, and she didn't take no for an answer, so that's like a really clingy person.
To be fair, it was mostly about the way you said it when
Brad
you were
wanted-
using her voice.
It's true.
It was very off-putting.
Hmm.
But yeah,
Very,
Not something
To be
Brad
fair, River
noticed,
said
but
no,
like 3 times.
no, because she's like focused on getting to her location. She's not trying to stop for anything but to sleep and and then keep going. She's not trying to have snacks with someone.
She could have very well just been like a lonely lady that we encountered.
True.
But she's permanent. Doesn't
Yeah.
get
Yeah, I
any
guess
memory.
that's true. I feel Fizzy might have fallen for
Yeah,
it.
seeing that
so
magic
true.
and she tensed up means that she was probably ready for any outcome to.
Oh yeah, I was just like drinking tea. Everyone rolled a Constitution saving throw.
We
Yeah.
essentially just like
Well, I'm going to go ahead and say, I'm not going to tell. Okay, I don't want you guys to take this as me saying that she was or was not going to be hostile at some point. But this is a good learning thing for every D&D player. Not everybody wants to kill you.
Fair enough. I feel like Fizzy, if she was alone, she probably would have fell for it.
That's really hard to believe when everything's already out to get you.
I was gonna say,
Everything
and
that's
then-
happened in the last 2 or 3 days or something like that. A dude has been turned to ash. We met at Death Knight Cannon again, and then a dragon. Like, come on.
we were essentially just rude to a lonely nursing home patient.
River was not
Motherfucker.
rude. She, as politely as you can turn someone down, she politely turned them down and went about her day.
Do you think Jester
River was-
would have?
River was extremely polite. Yeah, Jester would have definitely gone in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. True.
But in my opinion, at a certain point, all D&D players at some point get this way, and or it's just a way that adventurers think. It's, if you don't own a tavern, you're probably trying to kill me.
Yeah, right.
Okay. We're gonna go with that.
And-
Well, the thing
Even-
is, like,
even
with
then-
everybody else, like, I don't know what everybody else was thinking. I know exactly what you were thinking, River, and like, so I can only base what I'm saying really off of your reaction to that encounter.
Oh, yeah. You knew what I
but-
was thinking. I tried very hard to not let that influence how River would react,
So, oh, okay.
and that's why she touched
I mean, she
the
was
lady.
super creepy.
Oh yeah, she was super creepy, and
Yeah, no, I'm not trying to say she wasn't super creepy.
like, River knew she was super creepy. River also knows that she's not trying to stop for anything, so
Right.
she just
Yeah,
was
no,
polite to a woman in the woods and moved on.
All good. Yeah, so, anyway, I mean, for all you guys know, like, yeah, she might have tried to kill you still, so I'm not trying to say that wouldn't have happened.
Oh, yeah.
But just
It might
for
not have
future
happened.
reference,
Oh yeah, definitely.
I don't want you guys to think that all of a sudden our game has turned into me trying to kill your characters, is all I'm trying to say.
Oh no.
I mean, I kind
I
of
do
want to
not.
kidnap the cat, though. In all
Before my
honesty,
subconscious believes that.
I really thought about trying to kidnap the cat, and I'm like, no,
But anyway, yeah, so you guys go ahead and set up camp. Probably, I'm assuming River prepares a meal.
Yep.
Alrighty.
And she'll talk to Rag because she's noticed that something's been on his mind, and we had a little bit of the conversation in the D&D roleplay, but she'll just keep having that conversation, making sure Rag's not beating himself up too much. She'll be like, "Hey Rag, it's okay. You did the right thing. I told you to run, and you ran. Don't beat yourself up over it. You did the right thing. We needed to get out of there."
Yeah, but I'm still conflicted.
I know,
I
man.
didn't feel like it was the right thing to do.
It was.
Zero had a talk with Death Knight too, so
I mean, that was a
his words
freaking
kinda
dragon.
as well.
if we're gonna go up against a dragon, we need to have our heads in the game, know we're gonna do it, and have a plan. That's not a fight
Did
you
you
go
hear what I
into.
just said?
No, I must not have.
Sorry, I said, yeah, I'm still thinking of the words that Zero told me last night as well.
Oh, that idiot. I'm assuming that was right at the end of your shift when you woke him up. Yeah.
Yes, I
Idiot.
don't want to say too much to respect his privacy, but
Idiot didn't even know he was
had a-
dead. Like, he didn't even know the situation. If he had gone down, that's it. He's gone. I can't heal him. I can't bring him back. Like, above all else, he needed to run in that fight. He could.
I've never been so afraid in my life. Even after all those things we've seen, I don't know what it was about that particular encounter that got to me, but I just had a gut feeling that it was the one we needed to back out immediately.
It's a primal reaction. There's nothing embarrassing behind it. It's completely normal and natural to not want to be in a snack view of this creature. So there's a reason that people don't try and take on dragons one-on-one.
Yes, I told him that we cannot fight everything. There will be things that are stronger than us, and it's stupid to take on something that far surpasses our own strength, and I felt as such.
Yeah.
However,
If we went into that fight
next
prepared
time
to
it
fight
will-
for it, we could have pulled through. I know I for one was not thinking straight yesterday. That was not a fight we needed to try and win. So you did the right thing. Don't let it get to you. You're doing fine.
thank you, but I must keep my word to him as well. The next time, I will at least attempt to take the beast down before I think about fleeing.
If I tell you to leave, please leave. I don't want to lose you because you're being silly.
When have I ever been silly?
I mean, right now, all day, beating yourself up over this, that's silly.
He blushes. Like his face is kind of red now.
She just
Kinda
gives him one of those
unusual
playful
for
pats
you.
on the back and then goes back to stirring dinner. So,
And he's like, damn, she right though.
Alrighty. Anybody else want to do anything tonight? I mean, you guys have like a couple hours before you really need to like start thinking about rest. You're just setting up because out of necessity.
right.
You
setting up
could
'cause
go
it's getting
ahead and
dark.
start resting, and you could try to wake up earlier and travel more during the day if you wanted, or you guys can keep on your regular trek. Giles, you think that little detour really wasn't much of a detour because the roads kind of branch around around a section of the forest either direction and kind of curve back together. So it's you're at about the same point where you would have been, and you think that you probably got about a day's worth of travel left, a full day's worth of travel, and then arriving the day after that.
Alright, guys. We can go to sleep now, or we can go later. It doesn't really matter. It's gonna still take the same amount of time.
If you guys went ahead and rested now, Giles, you could get there like a little after sundown, the next day. Or if you rested normally, it would take you would get there in the morning, not next morning, but the morning after.
Before we go to
Okay.
sleep, Fizzy has something that she wants to do. when we get to it.
Yeah, totally. What do you want to do?
Okay, so you guys are gonna laugh. So she's gonna kind of go into a little bit of the forest area, not far so she can still see where everyone is and everything. And she's gonna just look to see if she can find any animals. Maybe there's a squirrel or something that she can talk to. If there isn't,
Okay.
there isn't, but she's gonna try.
Make a nature check.
Ooh, by the way, I'm sorry, I meant to mention she takes Fizzy too with her into the forest. It's kind of like, and like I said, they're still really close to the campfire.
Okay. Make a nature check.
Okay. Let's see.
Okay. Something does catch your eye. It is not an animal, but it is animal droppings that you identify as probably being the droppings of some kind of like medium small mammal.
Okay.
So you're thinking probably like, raccoon, like a bigger raccoon, or maybe like a fox, or a some kind of like beaver maybe.
Okay. So she kind of shows it to Fizzy, obviously not putting Fizzy in it, but like shows it to Fizzy, and then she kind of does a little thing where she kind of shows as best as she can Fizzy how to like look for animals and different things like that, like almost like a mini like lesson of sorts. It may not even be successful, but she's gonna like just kind of try to bond with her doing something like that.
Okay. So are you gonna try to like track this animal?
Yes, just a little bit, but I'm not gonna go too far away from the camp. Just within
Sure.
the area.
Yeah.
Like yelling distance kind of thing.
Definitely. Yeah. Make a. I'll say make another. It's like nature or survival, so I will say you can make like whichever one you want
Okay.
for
I'm
that.
gonna do survival.
That's probably the better one anyway.
Oh, come on! All right.
So what you get from the droppings before you are that they are definitely pretty fresh because they're still warm, and you're not sure which direction really to go from here because it's not like they're tracks that you're seeing.
Right.
And you're having trouble finding tracks, but I'll say you can choose a direction, left, front, or right to head.
Okay. So if I choose right, I'm still skirting the campfire area, right? Where everybody's at.
You'll stay within yelling distance with any of them.
With any of them? Okay. I'll go forward then a little bit.
Okay. So you continue forward, and you're just kind of thinking like, maybe if I go check out, I'll be able to find some tracks or something. So go ahead and make another survival check.
Okay.
Okay.
Awesome.
So as you head a little bit deeper into the forest, you do find a there's like a bush, like a small bush kind of like up against a tree, and you can see where some kind of animal had run past this bush and maybe grazed across it, and some of its fur is caught in it, and the fur is white.
Okay. So there's no animal that I see though, correct? Because my mic went in and out for a quick second, so I apologize. There's no animal though, right? It's just the hair that's
Not at this point.
Okay. Can I go a little further and still be within yelling distance?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. So I'm gonna go up to the hair and then try to see if I know a possible direction to go to just curiously see where it came from.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that would probably be included in that survival check.
Okay.
You get the sense from how it is on the tree. Like, so the tree is like in front of you, and then in between you and the tree is the bush, but it's also a little bit off to your left. And you can see that the fur is like on the face that is facing you. So you think that the animal either was going from left to right or right to left, but you're not sure. So you can kind of pick left or right.
Okay. I'm gonna go right.
Okay. Make another survival check.
Okay. Oh. Oh well. There's always another day.
Yeah, so you go to the right, and you're hoping that you find some more signs, but unfortunately, you do not. You continue walking for just a little bit longer, and at this point you think, I'm probably getting a little bit too far from camp. I should probably head back. And like you see some glowing animal eyes for a second in the distance, and then but you're like, I probably should head back because you're getting to the point where you're almost out of earshot.
Okay, so I know what I would do, but I know also what Fizzy would do. So Fizzy is gonna just go a little further just to see where the eyes came from. That's it, just a little further.
Okay.
Because she's really curious, and that never hurts anybody ever.
Absolutely. So you continue on a little bit further in the direction of where you saw those eyes. It's kind of like when you see animals' eyes in the dark, when they get hit with a little bit of light, and you head in that direction. And from the underbrush, stepping out of the underbrush, you see a familiar black cat.
Oh. Okay. So.
And the cat looks up at you and goes, "Hello."
So does my speak with animals still work, or do I need to recast it?
The cat is just talking with its mouth.
Okay.
This cat is just talking.
Okay.
This isn't talking cat.
Okay. Sorry. Still newbie a little bit. Gotcha. Okay. And so she kind of like gets down a little bit and reaches out and says, "Can I pet you?"
Yeah, absolutely. I would love that.
So she scratches him or her behind the ear. Do you have a name?
I do.
What is your name?
My name's Jasper.
Hi, Jasper.
What's your name?
I'm Fizzy, and this is Fizzy too. And I point to little Fizzy in my little bag thing.
Rip.
Well, it's nice to meet you, Fizzies.
So what are you doing out here? Don't you have to be home?
Oh, I'm just hunting.
What are you hunting?
Humans.
Well, normally it's mice, but I'm really hoping I can get a chipmunk tonight.
Oh, okay. Audience goes wild. Oh, okay. Well, I have a serious question, though, for you.
And I have a serious answer for you.
Okay. The lady that you're with in the house there, does she ever invite people in and they don't leave?
Well, sometimes she'll invite people in and they don't leave, but they... Like, I don't see them walk away, but I usually... I think it's magic. I think they magic away.
Oh, okay. Has she always been nice to you?
Oh, she's the best. I wouldn't be here without her.
Oh, okay. How long have you been with her?
I've been with her for 33 years now.
Oh, wow, okay.
Mm-hmm.
How did you get to meet her?
Oh, well, I was, this was when she was younger, and got out of the forest more. She was exploring, south of here, in Corinth, and she came across, a black market, and I was being sold at that black market.
Oh, okay.
So she didn't like seeing me, you know, in a small cage. It was awful. It was so bad. It sucked. And she just, well, she bought me. Brought me here to her home.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad that she was able to help you. I know that you're hungry. We have food at the campfire. Do you want to come eat something?
Make a persuasion check.
Okay. Does it count if she's just being polite? I mean, I'll do a check. She's
Make
not,
a persuasion check.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure she's not like trying to force anything. She's just like, hey, you want to chill?
No, I know.
Okay.
This is just deciding whether or not I'm gonna let you. Okay, fine.
Now I get a 19.
He goes. Kind of looks back, like behind him, and then looks up and says, "Well, I guess it'd be all right for a little while."
You won't get in trouble, will you?
No. It's okay for me to be out here hunting and everything. I just don't want to worry her.
Okay. Well, yeah. I mean, just stay as long as you like. And then she kind of says, "Come on," and then she's with Fizzy, and they just start walking towards the campfire.
Okay. So for the rest of you, you see Fizzy kind of just like head off with Fizzy 2, and you don't really think much of it. She's busy, so
Pretty much covers it.
But after a little while, you're starting to think like, where's Fizzy? Before coming into your small clearing here where you've set up camp, sort of breaking the threshold of the woods into the clearing, you see Fizzy with Fizzy 2 perched up on her shoulder and walking beside her the black cat from the cottage earlier.
So, Fizzy made a new friend.
Yep, and I just kind of, and as I'm like walk up, I said, "Hey, everybody, look! This is, was it Jasper or Casper? Casper?
It's Jasper.
Jasper, I'm sorry. Okay, so then I go, "This is Jasper."
Oh boy.
So, is this like a GPS tracker? Now the lady knows where we are.
The cat looks up at you all, and you're all just like, yeah, it's a cat. And then all of a sudden, you see the cat's mouth move, and the cat goes, "It's nice to meet you all."
Why? We can hear that?
Whoa, thanks.
This is a straight up talking cat.
Isn't it awesome? Isn't it awesome?
Fizzy, did you steal that lady's cat?
No, I just invited it for food. Him for food. He said he's gonna go home afterwards.
Alright.
Yeah.
Rag just face palmed himself and just goes, why am I not even surprised anymore?
Yeah, I really can't stay for too long, because I don't want to worry Trixie. But I was invited, so I just thought I'd come by. I don't want to be a bother. I don't want to intrude.
No, not at all. And so, is there any food that's still out there that she can give Jasper?
I don't know, is there? rest of you?
Is there anything? What food's been cooked that's left?
I
over?
would have
Yeah,
done
get
some
off
rations,
animals.
and if we had any mushrooms left over, I would have used those. If Stevie gathered more, I would have used whatever she found. But
Okay.
I would have at least
I'll take
made
a
a
piece of
stew
ration.
out of the rations.
Oh, okay. I think we have a little bit of stew left. Do you like soup?
Yeah, I love soup. Sometimes Trixie makes soup.
Ooh, what kind of soup does she make?
I don't really know how to cook, so I don't. I'm a cat.
Sorry, I'm just curious about things. So I put it in a bowl and I put it in front of him and everything, and then I sit next to him and I'm like petting him, and then I have Fizzy on the other side and everything.
So he kind of like sits, and then he just kind of like looks around, and then just looks back down at the bowl and goes down to the bowl and begins sort of gnawing on the solid parts that are in the stew. And then he looks up to you, River, and says, "This is great. Thank you so much."
You're welcome. Did not think this was how my day was going to end.
So where are you all from?
You know what? Raga's gonna sit next to it. Because why the fuck not? He thinks this is awesome, honestly, at this point. Well, this is new to me. I might as well introduce myself. My name is Ragnamus, and I am from the Southern Isles.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Ragnamus of the Southern Isles.
And then
Tell us a
she
little
kind
bit
of
more about Trixie.
About Trixie?
Yes.
What do you want to know?
is she lonely?
I was about to say that, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
She tries to act like she's not. And I try to do the best I can to keep her company. But sometimes it's nice to be around your own kind. I don't really get to do that a lot either.
Well, we don't.
Yeah, I
really-
think she's lonely.
That makes sense. I mean, we don't have any other cats. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, it's okay. It is just nice getting to meet new faces, though. We don't get that a lot.
Do you have wait, hold on. Well, recently we actually there was a huge dragon that attacked us. So we've had some crazy things happen.
Wow, a dragon?
And then she kind of just goes to like tell him like an abbreviated story of it, and then of course we all ran away for the most part. So
He just goes, "Oh, wow, that's great. I would have run away too. That's a dragon."
and then she kind of like points and just like names everybody. That's it, just their names, you know. And she said, "This is Zero, and this is my friend Stevie," and she just kind of like points out everybody, and that's it.
Okay. And Jasper says, "To each of you, it's nice to meet you." And he finishes his bowl of stew, and he sort of like, you see him kind of like lick his like canine or whatever. I guess he's a cat, so I don't know what those are called. Are they still called canines? Whatever. And sure, felines. And says, "Wow, that was great. Thank you so much."
No problem. Well, you can always visit us whenever you want. I mean, we're gonna keep moving along, but maybe we'll see you again.
Yes, please come visit sometime. I'll be honest with you all. I know that Trixie can come off a little different, but it's not her fault, really. She's just had an interesting life, and she really is nice.
Okay. Well,
Just come visit sometime.
Yeah, I mean, she did seem lonely. So so maybe if we get a chance, we will.
That would be great. Well, I should probably get heading back. But thank you all so much again. And like I said, please come for tea anytime.
Okay. All right. Well, bye. Be careful.
Bye-bye. And then he just sort of like trots off into the forest and kind of slinks away.
I hope you find the chipmunk.
You hear in the distance.
So I imagine everyone's kind of staring at Fizzy, and she's just like totally oblivious. And she's like, I made a new friend, and then she's like, Fizzy, look, that's called a cat. And then she's like, you know, doing that whole parenting thing. She's like, I wonder if the cat wants to adventure with us. That would be really cool. But then she'd be all alone and everything, and everything. And oh, she says that she knows magic too, I think, or at least the cat thinks that she knows magic. And everything because people visit and then you know it's magic and they're able to leave and it's really cool. It just sounded really nice. Silence.
Dun dun dun.
And you all awkwardly look at Fizzy as she says all this.
And then she's like, okay.
In silence.
And then she just starts having some more food or something.
Well then.
Well, that was interesting. I don't think Klonoa's gonna believe us when we tell him about this.
That we met a lonely lady with a cat?
That speaks common.
Yeah, I guess that's
Yeah.
normal.
I don't think that was normal. There's something up with that cat.
River looks at Stevie and goes, "What was it? What kind of mushrooms did you give us?"
Well,
Did you get me?
I swear they were safe mushrooms.
Did you
I've
get
eaten
me
them
high
before.
again?
No.
well, so okay, there's not talking cats a lot. I think he said that he was like around 30 or something. How long do cats normally live?
That is a long time.
Really? Okay.
Yes, that's not normal.
No.
Nothing about that cat was normal.
Well, I mean, I thought he was special, you know. Aren't we all a little
Yeah.
special? Yeah. Fizzy's not getting any of this whatsoever. She's like, okay, that was fun.
It had always been a cat.
Well, yeah, why not?
Hey Zora,
That's
did you?
a long time for a cat to be alive.
She said that she was found, that she had been sold at one point too. I don't know. Sorry. I don't know. I think that they both had some interesting lives.
Hey Zora, did you notice the message I sent you?
Oh goodness. What could that be? Oh, when your entire party forgets inside checks. That's so true. Oh my god, is that what he did? We were all too like crazy about the cat.
I don't know, something about a talking cat
I can't
Kinda
believe nobody did
throws-
inside. That's funny.
for a loop.
What? You've never seen a talking cat before?
No, I can fairly certain that River has probably not seen a talking cat before.
Probably not. Alrighty. So yeah, a very interesting night. Does anybody else want to do anything? That kind of spanned the whole night, but the rest of you could have been doing something while she was off, and then come back by the time she came back.
River kind of talked to Zero for a little bit, and he had asked her about how to do prayers, and so she gave him a little quick guide, like how she does it.
Sure.
Jael had a really small conversation with Zero, and then she went to her death.
Okay. Stevie, you want to do anything? Forage some more or hunt or something?
Stranger Danger 101 with Fizzy.
Yeah. Can I go? I want to hunt this time and get some small game.
Oh no.
All right. Yeah.
Cat.
No! I like that cat! I want that cat!
Hunt the moment we just meet
Well,
a cat that wanders the forest.
I'll say this.
Oh my
Stevie,
goodness.
as you are like preparing your bow and everything to go out and go hunt, you see that Fizzy is also heading out into the forest and thinking of how much you just adore your childhood friend and how great she is, but how terrible she is at being quiet. You decide to go the other direction, so you head the opposite direction into the forest.
Smart.
Go ahead and make a survival check. This will be your like initial check for any sort of tracks or any sign of small game, and you get to add that +3, extra +3. Nice. So you head into the forest, and when you're traveling alone, it's super easy for you to be stealthy in your favored terrain. So you're moving pretty quietly at this point, and you look down at the ground. You're sort of just combing the grass with your fingertips every now and then when you see that there is ahead of you, there is a set of droppings at the base of a tree. You go up to these and you check them. They are pretty fresh, and you can continue on from there if you would like.
Okay, can I tell what kind of animal they are from the droppings?
Well, you made your survival check, so yeah. Well, you can definitely tell that this is definitely like some sort of small game. You get the sense that this is probably squirrel droppings. You're pretty familiar with that.
Okay, so can I look up into the trees and look for a squirrel or like a squirrel nest or something?
Man, she
Absolutely.
likes squirrel.
Absolutely. Make your perception check and add that extra +3 as you look up into the canopy.
I also gotta be right back.
All right. You look up, and like I said, these trees are not super tall, but they're still like, this is still a forest, and these trees they do go, decently high into the air. And you look up, and you can kind of see silhouetted against the sort of like moonbeams dancing across the night sky. You do see, kind of moving around along a branch, a gray squirrel. In fact, there are 2 of them.
Can I shoot them?
You have 2 shots with your attacks. You could certainly, I will say, yeah,